Recent NSA revelations putting defense consulting firm Booz Allen Hamilton in the limelight, but for all the wrong reasons. Booz Allen stock down 4% this past week on the heels that it was one of their employees who handed over the information about the government surveillance program on Americans. So with Booz Allen taking a hit, are other companies worried that they'll be the hit next? With us right now to join me to talk about it is Jonathan Pollet from Red Tiger Security and David Walsh from Prescient Edge. Good to see you, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. So are your clients freaking out about this NSA leak story, Jonathan?
Actually, no. I thought we'd get a lot bigger reaction from our clients, but I think they don't seem to value what cybersecurity brings to the table.
David, how do you see it?
For us, I don't think it's an overreaction. We've been helping companies safeguard information and operations overseas for years, and I think the most important thing for them to realize now is that, what the high-stakes industries have known all along is that in some of these countries where industry is really a proxy for state-supported governments and the energy industry in particular, the entire weight of that nation's intelligence infrastructure is usually supporting some of these companies to get into their end goal.
So Jonathan, your company provides high-level cybersecurity consulting to major companies in oil, natural gas, electric, pipeline, chemical. What was the reaction to the NSA story?
Yeah, mainly the reaction over the past couple of days has been, first, a lot of people already understood that the government probably is listening in on what they're doing and what they're saying, and I expected a greater reaction than what I received. And in fact, I think that's indicative of a lot of the infrastructure clients that we have. In fact, a lot of them just don't value cybersecurity enough. They don't have enough two-factor authentication in place. In fact, when they log into systems, it's just a username and password, and instead of putting additional security on top of the systems in place. So I think there needs to be a greater level of concern out there than what I've been seeing in the marketplace. And there are great solutions out there to do this.
The human element is really the toughest thing to control, right? So the human element, all the money that's spent on the critical infrastructure protection programs can be undone by a single person who gives up a password or a naive employee that doesn't understand the importance of the information that they safeguard. 43% of the instances we see on, foreign intelligence services trying to garner access to U.S. classified through the defense industry is done through simple emails. Somebody calling, pretending to be your IT person, saying that we're experiencing some IT issues on this end. Please log into this website. They give you a website that takes you to them as a trap. And it's really the training and awareness programs that really need to be enforced at these companies to safeguard the money they spend on all that hardware.
What technologies are needed to safeguard? I mean, what can be done to protect information?
Okay, well, I mean, there are some very simple technologies that can be used, such as using like a cell phone as a second piece of authentication. So in case someone raids a database of passwords, the adversary doesn't get all of the accounts and all of the access levels of all the people in the accounts. Simple things that doesn't even require a separate piece of hardware. I mean, we all carry around cell phones with us, so you can just require the person to have not only what they know, their password, but something that's in their hands, such as a cell phone, to back up the authentication process. And there's many levels of encryption that can be applied on the back end as well, and designing the systems with the proper level of firewalls and authentication pieces along the way should help it make a more secure infrastructure. But I think a lot of times it gets back to the value that executives place on cybersecurity. They have no problem spending $10 million drilling for oil, and then the well goes dry, and they say, oh, well, let's just drill another one. But yet spending the money on qualified people that specialize in cybersecurity to make sure their systems are secure, that's been a big struggle.
All right, we will leave it there. This is a hot issue, and it's getting hotter. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate your time tonight. Up next, our Tokyo market's in for another wild ride. Our panel of stock pros will weigh in on what impact Japan could have on the U.S. markets. We'll preview how the Nikkei looks to open tonight, and then we will preview the Fed meeting. Stay with us. Back in a moment.
The U.S. Open leaderboards is